welcome to Anime Paint Night. My name is Corey. This month we are doing a watercolor painting featuring characters from Genshin Impact. So let's get into it. So in the kit there is the watercolor set, your watercolor paper with the image template on it, a black color pencil, and also like the original image that I used as a reference. So the characters that we're doing are Klee and Venti. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. In the original image, it featured the two of them as well as a couple other characters. I just wanted to focus on the two of them, so those are the two that are in the image. So I started out on all the templates. I just did like a basic outline of the characters that you're going to fill in with the watercolor paint. So I start off with the lightest colors first. So I'm filling in all the yellow and all the yellowish tones. So like Klee's hair and she has a couple little clover symbols on her hat that I filled in, as well as like a lot of the trim on Venti's cape and hat. So after that, then I moved on to doing the skin tones. So for that, I took and I mixed a little bit of brown, orange, and white, and just sort of mix that over on the side, and that managed to come out with a pretty nice skin tone for the two of them. So that worked out, and then I moved on to some of the browns and some of the lighter highlights. So like for example, Venti's hat, she has like a little white flower in the image. Like it has like a little sort of green tint to it, so I put a little green in the center of it. And also on her pants she has like the little not exactly sure what they are. They look kind of like cotton balls, but whatever the little decoration on her little shorts are. So I like put like a little blue shadow on the bottom of them, as well as on her sleeve and her stockings. Again, I'm not a watercolor expert, so like you will see throughout the video, I have a couple little accidents, but watercolor is, I feel like it's kind of forgiving. I wound up dropping a big green glob right on Klee's face, and I was able to like soak it up pretty much immediately with a paper towel. So it worked out pretty well fixing it. But my one suggestion is that like when you're coloring the areas, try to leave, before you color the area directly next to that area, let the first area dry. So like for example, I let Venti's face dry before I went and put in the black in her hair. We tried to like stay away from that edge just so that it wouldn't, because with watercolor, the one thing is that like it kind of bleeds together. And unless you want that to happen, then try and let the one area dry before you move in with the next color. For Venti's hair, while we're on that subject, I did put like a little blue highlight on her little pigtail. In some of the art, it seems like it's like a gradient from black to blue. So it also like helped kind of separate the braid from the rest of the hair and get a little bit more detail into her hair, I thought. So at this point we have, I moved on and did the red of Klee's jacket and the brown of Venti's little harp right there. And that pretty much is most of the warm colors. So I let it dry for a little bit before I moved on with one of the greens in started working on Venti's cape. After the cape had dried, I went back and waited a little bit longer just to make sure that the yellow accents on her cape were dry. In the reference image, there's like some little black triangle details in the top of it, so I went and added that. And then I tried to go in and sort of outline Venti's eye. It didn't quite work out. I wound up having to dab again to get some of the paint off because it was bleeding a little bit. But for the most part, I feel like it worked out. I feel like the main thing with watercolor is basically just being patient and letting colors dry before you like go back and do more details. I also took some blue once the green in Venti's cape was dry, and then I added some blue on the right side of it, sort of to give some shadow. And then after that, I just sort of put in a little sort of abstract background behind them, some green on the bottom for grass and some blue for the sky. And for the most part, it worked out. Then I let it dry a little bit longer. Once it finished drying, then, so this is pretty much up to you, whether you want to outline it or not. I did kind of, I prefer like kind of crisp outlines on stuff, so you could either try and do it with the paintbrush and do like some outline with the black paint, or you can use that black color pencil to like do the outlines. That's what I'm going to do. Also, if you have like a marker on hand, you can wait till it's fully dry and then you can like sort of go over all the outlines with the marker or something, or a pen. But yeah, once the background is dried, then I went in, did most of the outlines, and then once everything was outlined, I did go back again and do a couple touch-ups. There's a couple areas that I had missed in the first go over, so I went in, filled those areas, and there we have it. There is our finished image. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's anime paint night. Next month we are making Chainsaw Man keychains, so that should be pretty fun. And as always, definitely check out our website, suffolkpubliclibrary.com. You can see our calendar of programs and events up there. Like I mentioned, Anime Paint Night is a monthly virtual program, but we also have in-person art programs. A couple of the ones that I do are Drawsome, which is for teens and tweens, and then I have Get Creative, which is for adults. But there's other ones up there as well that my coworkers do, so definitely check everything out, whether you're looking for in-person or virtual programming. I'm sure we have something cool that you might like. Have a good one. Bye.